And AFC West, I am flipping the Broncos and the Chargers. Mekhi Becton is banged up. Rashawn Slater out for the year on the offensive line. Joe Alt's going to have to change positions. Offensive line, which was a concern, is now once again a bigger concern than last year. They still also have a couple of receivers that are young that can't consistently catch. I think all of these are legitimate concerns. Denver maybe has the best camp so far in the league. Every reporter that's been there. Wow. Also, they picked up a running back, R.J. Harvey, in the second round. He's had a great camp. Sean Payton is raving about him. So I think Kansas City's a good team. I think they're not going to go 11-0 in one-score games. So,
wow, Denver Broncos winning the division. I just read prior to this video that Von Nix reportedly, because they had their shared camp, I think it was with the Arizona Cardinals, I believe, and they reportedly were just like, whoa. Bo Nix took a huge, he took that leap in year 2, and he was throwing no look passes. They were apparently just over the moon with Bo Nix. I'll see if I can make a video of that separately to see if there's enough there to kind of break down and discuss. I tend to talk pretty highly about Bo Nix pretty regularly, so there can be a lot of repeats. But no, man, I know you can say this about essentially every single team, right? Oh, if they stay healthy, they can win, blah, 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 blah. But like anything, there's spectrums to that. Just like how I always roll my eyes when they say, well, everyone's banged up, it's the NFL. Or, of course, everyone's banged up, it's the playoffs, no one's fully healthy. And that those statements always drive me crazy because it's such a spectrum. There's some people that are in such agony and that their ability to perform is at 80%. And there's some people who are, yeah, they're banged up and they got pain and it's a little rough for them to sleep at night, but they're still able to ball at 98%, 99, 100%, right? They just get a little bit of extra soreness and swelling after the game. And there's some people who are literally man, we got to tape this as tight as we possibly can, and I need everything you can give me. So I always hate that. But to me, the Broncos, if they truly can stay healthy, because think about it, that's why originally Colin had the Chargers winning the division. And then he couldn't decide whether it was going to be the Chiefs or the Broncos in the wild card or whatnot. And now with the Chargers injuries, he has them obviously dropping. And it just feels to me that if they can stay healthy, because I don't think that this team in year 2 has the level of resiliency to be able to really navigate just yet, especially Von Nix as well. You still need a lot more consistency around you to be able to really start to kind of navigate some of these some of the trouble things, because the way how he needs to really develop is let's put a team around Bo, let's give him a great defense, let's put this kid in consistent positions to not only succeed, but actually win big games, win important games, and grow that aspect of not only your resume, your experience, the tools in your toolbox, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You need to be healthy to do all that. And if Bo Nix is really taking this big step forward and this roster is legitimately healthy, and this defense can be top 2, top 3 defense in the NFL, and they can actually legitimately get the run game going where, this is a real run game. Not just it's serviceable, but where you're just oh yeah, they're getting 100 yards out of this, out of their run game. Then the Broncos have the potential to be dominant, an actual top team in the NFL. Not oh, this is great, they just happen to win the division, they happen to be pretty good, and yeah, in the playoffs they're gonna face the Bengals in round 1, and we'll see what happens. No. I mean, legitimately, this is the Broncos, man. This is the new era. This is the new era. But weirdly enough, it's just I need to see a dominant defense, a step forward with Bo Nix in a run game. I don't need to see just absolutely unleashed weapons, and I don't need to necessarily see an iron wall of an O-line, like, that is where I will trust Bo Nix to be able to find his way. But in order for them to really believe, in order for them to be the team that I think that they have the potential to be, it's like a suffocating defense. An awesome run game, and I think Bo Nix will be able to find his way, and Sean Payton, for that matter, will be able to find their way through any of the other things that could arise. I really do. So, and again, that's kind of partly why Colin is now so low on the Chargers, because it's just kind of like they don't have the pieces right now to be able to really work around what could be potentially like a really troubled O-line. And will their defense be able to maintain what it was able to do last year? Because you can make the argument the Broncos defense was, well, I mean, not the argument, it was clear the Broncos defense was great last year, and now they have the potential to take a gigantic step forward and be like even more great than they were last year. So, the momentum is definitely with the Denver Broncos. Listen, I'm not prepared to say who's going to win or not win the division. I know Colin and a lot of people are definitely low on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm nowhere near as low on them, and I don't think, you know, this whole idea that the Chiefs now are going to lose the ability to win one-score games, I just don't see that happening. I just don't. And I don't know if this team will have to be in one-score games. Their defense is still going to be great. And their offense will be significantly better than it was last year because Rashid Rice now is apparently just playing, right? No issues with Rashid Rice. Hollywood Brown's going to be there. PCO is going to be there. The O-line's going to be significantly better. Like, the Kansas City Chiefs are clearly going to be a better team than they were last year. So really, whether they're in the wild card or not, or win the division, it's so much more about how good are the Denver Broncos this year, not how much of a step back can or will the Kansas City Chiefs take. I see the Broncos more in control of that destiny than anything else, and not having a reliance on, well, the Broncos can win the division if the Kansas City Chiefs take a step back. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, technically that's true, but like that's just not the lens that I'm viewing it through. Not to mention, I think it also though depends on how good are the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers, because are they good enough to disrupt the division? Are they enough? Are they good enough where, like, yeah, they you know, at home they beat the Broncos, or on the road they beat the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs now drop a game against the Raiders and a game against the Char, right? Like, but if that's not the case, well, then it's just like it really ends up being kind of who blinks first. If the Chargers really do fall from grace and the Raiders just can't get things going, even with all their new additions, and it becomes a two-horse race between the Broncos and the Chiefs, then it very much becomes like who falters, who slips up first, right? And so, yeah, but either way, it should be a lot more competitive than it's been in years past. And it's cool to see the Broncos actually in a, I feel as though that the Broncos have a legitimate chance to, like I said, to be dominant, win the division, rather than just like, yeah, they got a chance, you know, there's a difference. Last year it was like, yeah, they have a chance to make some noise. They have a you know, the Chargers have a chance to maybe, you know, sneak on by and win the division out, you know, instead of the Chiefs or something like this. This is really like, no, this is a real NFL team, the Denver Broncos. This is a real thing that they've built here. They haven't had anything for a decade or so. This is real now. If you think that the Broncos are making the playoffs, well, then you would have to make the argument that they are a top 3 team in the AFC and then like a top 5, top 6 team in the NFL. Like, that's what I'm trying to really drill down more than anything, rather than just a kind of, yeah, they're in the playoffs. That's how high my voice gets. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos winning the division over the Kansas City Chiefs? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single. So, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.